Motorsports Blue.
Oh, speaking of Larson,
Wow.
we have a crash. Kyle Larson into the wall.
The 2021 NASCAR Cup Series champion, Kyle Larson, was hoping for a smooth preparation for his second attempt at the double, racing in both the Indianapolis 500 and NASCAR's Coca-Cola 600 on the same day. Instead, his statements following the crash have ignited controversy, revealing serious concerns that could reshape the future of cross-discipline racing.
No, not like, I would say, so like yesterday when which was different than last year, like I would go out on fresh tires like we had today, and like the first 2 laps, I would always like miss my mark from being, too much understeer. And I thought that was a little bit odd. It's like I needed like 2 laps for my tires to get grip. And, but then like, yeah, yesterday in traffic, I had moments, on exit where you like wash the nose, but you could kind of manage it okay because you're going slower. But then, yeah, today I think I just had that same feeling that I had, to start runs yesterday. Like the tires, I don't know, just don't come in, and my balance, was a little bit too tight. So, like I said, I think just the faster speeds just magnified all of that. And yeah, just I don't know. I don't think there was anything I could have done, but maybe, bail coming to the green. But it's hard to do that. So yeah, at the same point though, I'm honestly like, you hate to tear up a really expensive car, but the same.
Thursday, April 24th, 2025 will go down as a day Kyle Larson won't soon forget. Just over an hour into the 2.5-hour high boost testing session at Indianapolis Motor Speedway, disaster struck. Larson was beginning his first qualifying simulation when his number 17 Arrow McLaren Hendrick Chevrolet dramatically lost control. After the crash, he said, "I was kind of tight yesterday, and I think it just carried over to today, and going faster just magnified it all. As soon as I turned into turn 1, I realized, oh, I'm in trouble here." What happened next sent spectators into shock. Larson's right side tires pancaked the wall in the exit of turn 1, destroying his suspension and turning the champion driver into a helpless passenger. The car slid uncontrollably underneath the white line through the south short chute before making secondary contact with the outer wall in turn 2. The speed difference between Wednesday's session and Thursday's high boost test was massive, nearly 12 miles per hour higher, 220.835 miles per hour versus 232.565 miles per hour. This dramatic increase in velocity left no room for error, and Larson's understeer issues proved catastrophic at these elevated speeds. What many don't know is that IndyCar's new hybrid system has completely transformed these vehicles, and not necessarily for the better. Since May 2024, IndyCar has adopted a hybrid system that has added approximately 100 pounds to the rear of the car, dramatically altering balance and handling. This weight shift created serious understeer issues for Larson, meaning the car wasn't turning as expected despite steering input. The Arrow McLaren and Hendrick Motorsports driver was missing his marks through corners and struggling with tire grip. But the real bombshell came when Larson revealed the true cause of his crash. After closer inspection, he admitted on the Pit Pass Indy podcast. After looking at it and thinking about it more, they run this like DRS weight jacker thing. I hit the button to engage it, disengage it, whatever you want to call it, off in turn 4, and then I forgot to hit the button to reset it before turning into turn 1. So no surprise that I had the understeer that I had. So that makes me more bummed that I was a big part of the mistake. This weight jacker system, when improperly set, can induce understeer, exactly what Larson experienced. The technical details expose how dangerous these hybrid systems can be without proper familiarity. What has NASCAR officials truly concerned is Larson's surprising reaction to the crash. Rather than showing disappointment, Larson said, "Hopefully this is the only time I'll crash in an Indy car, and it's a bummer." He said, "But at the same time, I'm happy to get it out of the way here early into the Indy 500 stuff this year, and we can hopefully try and work on our balance quite a bit now." Even more shocking, Larson seemed almost relieved to experience the crash.
Yeah, I kind of fought the understeer feeling yesterday, and yeah, carried over to today. So honestly, though, I'm happy to crash my first Indy car and live through it. So
These statements reflect a Cavalier attitude toward crashing that has NASCAR officials concerned about public perception of their star driver. The comments suggest that crashes are inevitable and perhaps even necessary learning experiences, a perspective that contradicts NASCAR's continued emphasis on safety. Larson's comparison to NASCAR crashes was equally controversial. It didn't feel too different than hitting the wall in a similar fashion. Obviously, I know there can be much bigger wrecks than that at Indy, but I'm happy it didn't feel too bad. It just felt normal, I guess.
got it out of the way, and it didn't feel too different than like hitting the wall in a similar fashion in NASCAR. I know obviously there could be much bigger wrecks than that in Indy, but I'm happy that it didn't feel way bad.
Once you hit the wall.
The crash has thrown Arrow McLaren's testing program into complete disarray. With the car severely damaged, Larson had to cut his test day short and left Indianapolis by noon to return to North Carolina. This lost testing time is critical given the complexities of the new hybrid system. Arrow McLaren engineers now face the monumental task of rebuilding the car while addressing the balance issues that contributed to the crash. Larson won't return to IndyCar action until May 13th for the opening day of Indy 500 practice. This leaves precious little time to resolve the technical issues before qualifying on May 17th to 18th. What makes the situation even more precarious is that other drivers also experience difficulties. Two-time Indianapolis 500 winner Takuma Sato crashed shortly after Larson, losing the back end of his car in the first turn. Graham Rahal tapped the wall in Wednesday's practice. The most frightening moment came when Rinus VK's car ran out of fuel in traffic, nearly causing a multi-car collision with four-time 500 champion Helio Castroneves. Perhaps the most explosive aspect of this story is Larson's brutally honest assessment of IndyCar's much-hyped hybrid system.
I didn't really feel like it does much of anything to help you. It definitely helps. It doesn't hurt, but it's not like you get this massive boost down the straightaway or anything like that. I feel like whenever I would hit it, I get a initial kind of handful of horsepower, and then it just flattens out to normal. So you can kind of close, and then you just.
These statements directly contradict the marketing narrative IndyCar has built around their new hybrid technology. After millions spent developing and promoting the system, Larson's casual dismissal of its effectiveness has created a PR nightmare for series officials. Despite the setback, Larson remains determined to make history by completing the double, racing in both the Indianapolis 500 and NASCAR's Coca-Cola 600 on the same day, May 25th. His first attempt in 2024 was thwarted when severe storms delayed the Indy 500 by 4 hours. After completing the 500 and finishing 18th, Larson was whisked away via golf cart, SUV, helicopter, and private jet to Charlotte Motor Speedway, only to arrive just as the Coca-Cola 600 was called off due to weather after 249 of 400 laps. Larson is attempting to join an elite group of only 4 drivers who have completed both races on the same day. John Andretti, who attempted in 1994, 10th at Indy, 36th in Cup. Robbie Gordon, multiple attempts, best finished 6th at Indy, 16th in Cup in 2002. Tony Stewart, in 1999 and 2001, became the first driver to complete all 1,100 miles. Kurt Busch, in 2014, 6th at Indy, 18th in Cup. The physical and mental demands of this challenge are beyond comprehension, transitioning between completely different racing disciplines and completing over 1,100 miles of racing in a single day. What makes Larson's story even more incredible is what happened immediately after his Indianapolis crash. Rather than taking time to recover, Larson jumped right back into racing with astounding results. He competed in the World of Outlaws Dirt Racing Series at Jacksonville Speedway on Friday night, just 1 day after his IndyCar crash. Starting from P6, Larson dominated the competition to take victory. This remarkable ability to bounce back demonstrates why Larson is considered one of the most naturally talented drivers in motorsports. the mental fortitude required to immediately return to competition after a high-speed crash and win is extraordinary. Adding another layer to this controversy are Larson's comments about his concerns regarding interactions with IndyCar regulars. His remarks have exposed the cultural divide between NASCAR and IndyCar racing. I think the thing that I'm still trying to get used to when I'm out there is I don't know what the common courtesy is as far as your little things, like blending onto the racetrack if you're trying to get into a pack and all that sort of thing. So I hope I'm not making people upset when I'm out there, like trying to blend in and going slow. I just don't really know what to do.
I think that the thing that like I'm still trying to get used to when I'm out there is like I don't know what the common courtesy is as far as little things, like blending onto the racetrack if you're trying to get into a pack and all that sort of thing. So I hope I'm not making people upset when I'm out there. Like
Larson, despite being a NASCAR champion, feels like an outsider in IndyCar. His concerns about upsetting IndyCar drivers highlight the territorial nature of professional racing.
Often, like these drivers have, where I'm coming from, NASCAR, it seems a little different in how you like blend into a pack. So,
despite being just 33 years old and in the prime of his racing career, Larson said that 2025 could be his last Indy 500 appearance. Even before doing this, we only ever had plans to do 2 years of it, so we've kind of known all along that I had 2 opportunities to compete in the 500, which is plenty, Kyle Larson stated. So we'll just enjoy it, try to make the most of it, and do a good job. Not off to the best start. When asked specifically about his feelings on this potentially being his last Indy 500, Larson said, "I don't know. I mean, I don't really think about it a lot. I race a lot. It's not like I'm retiring from racing. So it doesn't feel like a big deal to me that this could be the last one ever, or that it could be the last one for a while." Larson even said that he would never return to the Indy 500 if he won it this year.